I feel like I was going for Gal Gadot in Death on the Nile, and instead I've came out looking like a drowned rat. I mean, we're basically sisters, right? Right?
You know what? I think you're delusional.
Hey there guys, my name is Megan if you're new here, and if not, welcome back for another spooky episode of Killer Weekend, where each week we'll discuss a true crime case and you guys can feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments box below.
You okay?
If you like all things true crime, supernatural, UFO, conspiracy theory, and all that good stuff in between, then please hit that subscribe button. I'll be here for you each week with our true crime killer weekends. I will leave a small disclaimer at the beginning of this episode. It does involve details of violent crime and also sexual assault. If that's a trigger point for you, then please feel free to turn away now. But before we get started, my wee gremlins, let me introduce you to this week's incredible sponsor. It's HelloFresh. So if you've watched my channel for a wee while now, you'll probably know that at this point my HelloFresh delivery driver and I are practically best friends. And there's so many things I love about HelloFresh that keep me coming back season after season. And speaking of seasons, the cold autumn nights are creeping in and we're spending less time outside and more time cozied up at home with a good company and also some amazing home cooking. HelloFresh's tasty seasonal fall recipes are delivered straight from the farm to your front door for extra freshness. With over 30 recipes available weekly, they literally have something for everyone. You can also shop the HelloFresh Market, which offers delicious breakfasts, yummy snacks, and the desserts don't even get me started. My fiance was always a great cook, but with HelloFresh, we're trying out fun new recipes and now we never get bored of what's for dinner. With HelloFresh being the first carbon neutral meal kit company, it makes me feel good to know that mainly all of my excess packaging is recyclable. We've got to save those polar bears, guys. And listen, I could sit here all day telling you how amazing HelloFresh is, or you could check them out for yourselves. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code Megan16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com and use code Megan16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Happy cooking! Hey my wee gremlins, how's you? It's been a special week in our household because the bathroom flooded. The worst part about this, and probably something I will never live down with my fiance, is the fact that I kept hearing a little kind of drip, drip, drip noise when I was sitting downstairs. And if I'm really brutally honest, do you know what I thought it was? I said to him, I never mentioned it to you because I thought it was a spider living inside the sofa cushion. But plot twist, it wasn't. Joke's on you. No, actually the joke's on me because now my ceiling is literally mush. On a brighter note, guess who's been invited to CrimeCon UK in Glasgow on Saturday the 10th of September? It might be me. So if you're in the area, please stop by. I'll be the one next to the reluctant fiance who I've dragged along with me. Okay, that's enough chatter from me, I think, for one day. Fun fact, and a fact that no one has asked for, is that when I was in primary school, I used to talk so much that my teacher called me Megamouth 3000. And yeah, it really stuck. And now I guess we all know why. So, this week's case, it has a special place in my little cold true crime heart. Timing. People say it's everything. It can lead to you finding the man of your dreams or lady of your dreams or non-binary of your dreams. Love is love. It could even help you find that perfect job for you or your forever home. But when it comes to bad timing, it seems like the stakes are much higher. And sometimes being in the wrong place at the wrong time is enough to cost you your life. Tonight, everyone, we will be discussing the brutal murder of Tammy Jo Zywicki, the Bad Samaritan. Tammy Jo Zywicki was born on March 13th, 1971 in Pleasant Hill, Pennsylvania to her parents Joanne and Hank. The young family eventually settled in Greenville, South Carolina, and little Tammy Jo, influenced by her three brothers Darren, Dean and Todd, developed a competitive streak and a passion for sports. She would soon become the team captain of the Eastside High's soccer team. She was a force of nature on the pitch. Friends and family would watch Tammy in awe as she made her way across the grass, just a flash of that golden honey blonde hair. An old soul at heart, Tammy was really into the classics, and when it came to her taste in films, she would watch anything that featured 1950s heartthrob James Dean. To Tammy and anyone with eyes, he was the perfect man, so much so that she papered her bedroom wall with cut-out pictures of the tragic star. Classmates described Tammy Jo as a loyal friend who had a soft spot for animals. More specifically, she was a cat person. She thought the Garfield comic strip was hilarious and said that it perfectly embodied the sassiness of her own pet cat. As she studied diligently to achieve an impressive GPA, Tammy also took part in a local photography class. In 1989, Tammy is accepted into prestigious art school Grinnell College in Iowa, where she hopes to improve on her soccer game and also perfect her photography skills. Everyone adored Tammy at university, and she was even affectionately given the nickname Z for her love of power naps. After she went off to college, Tammy Jo's parents relocated to Marlton in New Jersey. But without fail, on every school holiday, she would make the 1,000-mile journey back to their new home. It was on this road trip via the I-80 that Tammy would cross paths with her killer. After spending summer vacation with her family, she packed up her white Pontiac T1000. Her younger brother Darren would be joining her for the first leg of the journey back to uni. It was arranged that Tammy would drop him off at Northwestern University in Illinois on the Saturday, so she'd be on schedule to arrive at Grinnell College before nightfall on Sunday, August 23rd, 1992. She stays with a friend who lives near the Northwestern campus on the Saturday night, and the next day she waves goodbye to Darren and his girlfriend, ready for the 5-hour journey back to university. But unfortunately, Tammy would never make it back. Tammy's mum, Joanne, who she was extremely close to, grew increasingly concerned when she hadn't heard from Tammy by the Sunday evening. She'd been in touch with her daughter through the entire road trip, so it just seemed a little bit off. Joanne thought she would just check up on Tammy, so she contacted some of her university friends and even Grinnell College itself, but no one had seen or heard from her. Tammy had actually been driving back to Grinnell earlier that year so that she could take some photographs of the college sports teams, an appointment that she never showed up for. Meanwhile, at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 23rd of August at a passing place on the I-80, a state trooper comes across a white Pontiac car. He sees that the doors are locked and there's no sign of the driver, so he assumes that the car had maybe broken down and the driver walked to get help. The white vehicle is left on the side of the road until 1:45 p.m. the next day, when it is then towed to an impound lot. Tammy's family are only notified that her car has been found abandoned on the 24th of August at 9:30 p.m. when they report her missing. The contents of the car, found 200 miles away from Grinnell College, would suggest that Tammy voluntarily got out of the car, locked the doors and walked away, vanishing into thin air. At the time of her disappearance, Tammy Jo was wearing a white t-shirt with blue lettering, a pair of blue jean cut-off shorts, white socks, and a pair of grey Asics running shoes. Several personal effects were also found to be missing from Tammy's car, such as her purse, which was a faux brown alligator satchel, which also contained her wallet, driver's license, and credit cards. Not only this, her prized possession, a Canon 630 EOS camera, was also missing from the scene. But why would Tammy leave her car abandoned on the side of the road? Well, her younger brother Darren Zywicki was able to shed a little bit of light on this for investigators. He had said that throughout the journey to Northwestern, they had experienced car trouble. The car overheated twice, and both times they had to pull over, allow it to cool down before getting back on the road again. Had the little white car finally just given up, leaving Tammy stranded on the side of the I-80, the perfect prey for a sadistic killer? The contents that remained in the car would suggest that Tammy had every intention of going back to the vehicle. Her luggage was still in the back seat, along with a childhood teddy that she cherished. Thanks to Tammy's devoted family and friends continuously speaking out in the media, there was a lot of public interest in this case. Eyewitnesses soon came forward with descriptions of two suspicious vehicles that were seen around Tammy's car that day at 4 p.m. One was described as a white truck with a refrigerated trailer and also a distinctive chevron design along the side panels. The other sighting was of a completely different kind of truck, and the anonymous caller was very specific about who she saw driving it. She could see Tammy fiddling around under the bonnet of her white Pontiac, and parked directly in front of the hood of her car was a green pickup truck. A man who was described to be between the ages of 30 and 45, a white male with long dark hair to his shoulders and a tanned complexion, made his way around Tammy's car as if he was helping her. A public appeal was made by law enforcement for both drivers of these vehicles to come forward, but of course, they never did. On September 1st, 1992, repairman and volunteer firefighter Lonnie Dumont was on his way to Missouri to repair a hot tub. As he's driving down the I-44, it starts to rain, and he doesn't want his tools to get rusty, so he pulls over to move them from the truck bed into the front seat. But the moment he opens his door and steps out, he is met with a god-awful smell. The smell of something dead. He makes his way towards the side of the road to investigate the source, and that's when he discovers the decomposing remains of 21-year-old Tammy Jo Zywicki. She had been stabbed with a long, thin weapon 8 times, and there were signs that she'd been sexually assaulted. Tammy's body was wrapped in a beige sheet, a red blanket, and had also been duct taped. Her purse, keys, wallet, and her camera have never been recovered, and other items appeared to have been stolen from Tammy. A gold Loris wristwatch with a green strap and an umbrella design on the face was also missing. What made this item unique was the fact that it played the tune of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Along with this, a pair of tortoiseshell glasses and a rainbow-coloured beaded necklace were also gone. Tammy's clothes that she had last been seen in had also been taken from her, and it appeared that she had been redressed. A St. Giles Soccer Club patch was torn from the cut-off joggers that she now wore. Had her killer taken these items as some sort of sick trophy? Initially, the Illinois State Police had some really strong suspects, but one by one over time, they've all been ruled out. Do you remember the man who was last seen helping Tammy on the side of the road, the owner of the green pickup truck with the shoulder-length hair? Well, the strangest thing happened. 3 months after her body was discovered, the anonymous caller who had originally seen this man called police once again, and this time she had a wild story. At the time, she was working as a nurse, and who strolls into her clinic as a new patient? It's green pickup truck guy, also known as Lonnie Beerbrough. But was he Tammy's killer? For a little while, it seemed like a slam dunk. He had a prior criminal conviction for armed robbery, and it was said that his wife had been seen wearing an eerily similar watch to the one taken from Tammy. But despite the compelling circumstantial evidence, Lonnie would later be ruled out through DNA testing. He wasn't their man. Serial killer Bruce Mendenhall was also a potential suspect for a bit, as he also liked to wrap his victims in blankets with duct tape. But his MO and victim profile wasn't really the right fit for Tammy's case, as he was known to specifically target sex workers. So many truck driving serial killers have been ruled out in Tammy's investigation, but the driver of the white truck with the distinctive chevron design, who was seen parked alongside Tammy, he has never come forward and he remains anonymous to this day. Could his DNA hold the key to solving this 30-year-old cold case? Who murdered Tammy Jo? FBI profilers feel that she may have been approached by someone young, good-looking and clean-shaven, someone who she would have trusted instantly and who would have possibly offered her a ride to a local garage. Because Tammy was very safety conscious and street savvy, investigators fear that the man may have had a female accomplice, someone that Tammy would have felt safe getting into a truck with. The man who did this to Tammy would have been the one calling the shots. He most likely has a history of sexual violence, which started off small with peeping Tom incidents and maybe even exposing himself in public, and this would have then escalated to violent sexual attacks. With advances in DNA technology, it's only a matter of time before Tammy's killer is brought to justice. But in the meantime, could there be someone out there who's holding on to a horrific secret? Let's think about her beloved Canon camera and her unique Loris watch. Could these items have potentially been re-gifted to the killer's loved ones? Since Tammy's murder 30 years ago, her story has touched countless people across the US, and members of the Who Killed Tammy Zywicki Facebook group have been sharing theories and ideas, hoping that by sharing her story, we can eventually get some answers to who took her life. The organisers of the Facebook group also take part in a memorial motorcycle ride so that they can honour Tammy and her amazing family who've never stopped fighting for her. So yeah, timing is very important. It can determine exactly what path your life will take. Had Tammy's car broken down only a few years later, she would have had a cell phone and AAA on speed dial. Had she not been travelling earlier than usual that year, she and her killer would have been thousands of miles apart. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to Tammy Jo, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she would intersect with the wrong person. A bad Samaritan hunting the highways. Please do take another look at Tammy's missing items. If you see anything familiar, please come forward. As this attack happened on a main stretch of highway, the killer could literally be anywhere. I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. For me, it really helps this wee channel of mine. If you would like to follow me, not home, or on the road, because, you know, that always leads to something bad, then you can on Instagram at Megan True Crime. I also have a TikTok true crime page at Megan.truecrime. We have Twitter for all my 95-year-olds out there at Megan True Crime. If you're watching for the first time, please don't be put off by the patchy hair. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. I love all of you guys so much. Your compassion in the comments each week is just amazing. You keep me going. I say it all the time, but you really do. And remember to lock your doors, don't talk to strangers, and always have AAA on speed dial. See ya! Oh, Whitney would be proud.